But the company got to a point that I was basically not sleeping and pulling my hair out, where you just was like, okay, enough's enough. I need to step in and help. I'm going to quit my teaching job, which I know was...
That was hard.
It was hard for you to do. Mm-hmm. You now, in a sense, have a full-time job in the company. I do all the wrenching and everything.
Derek Bieri became a household name. But the company got to a point that he was basically not sleeping. Yep. And pulling my hair out where you just was. Like, okay, enough's enough. I need to step in and help. I'm going to quit me teaching job, which I know was hard. That it was hard for you to do. You now in a sense have a full-time job in the company. I do all the wrenching and in everything else. But Derek Bieri became a household name through the YouTube channel Vice Grip Garage. Each episode showcased his passion for reviving abandoned classic cars. Most mechanics would have scrapped. Fans loved his humor approach in the way he hunted down forgotten machines in fields and barns. But in recent years, many have wondered what happened to the man who turned budget builds into must-watch content. From suffering a near-fatal accident, tools being stolen, Derek's journey took turns few expected. Join us as we explore what happened to Derek Bieri back on the road after 30 years and make it look killer, and then that immediately happens to me. That's fine. That in early February 2023, Derek was doing what he loved most, riding dirt bikes and hanging out on his land. He learned to control the throttle before most kids could even ride a bike. But that day he hit a muddy spot and gave it too much gas. Everything changed. In an instant, the fun stopped suddenly. When the front forks failed without warning, Derek flew over the handlebars and hit the ground hard. He was hurt right away. Several broken ribs and dislocated fingers. Suddenly, even simple movements were difficult. Breathing hurt. Talking hurt. Any twisting, lifting, pushing, pulling, leaning, standing, or walking sent pain through his torso. For someone who works on cars for a living, the timing couldn't have been worse. To make things more complicated, Sick Week 2023 was just days away. This event is a Tandem drive competition that covers several racetracks in the Southeast. It takes a lot of preparation. Derek planned to race his 1971 Chevelle, but it still needed engine and transmission work. With broken ribs, he couldn't pull the big block. He couldn't even lean over the fender without wincing. Instead of sitting out, Derek changed his plan. His 1970 Dodge Challenger RT, known as the Vanishing Paint Car, was ready enough to race. He loaded up and went to the starting line. Even though his injuries would have kept most people home, he didn't just make it through the week. He pushed through pain. That was clear on camera and set his best time ever in that Challenger. Fans watching noticed something was off. Before he said anything, they saw his slower movements, the careful way he got in and out of the car, and the grimace she couldn't hide. When Derek finally shared the story in a video, comments poured in with support and stories from viewers who had been through similar crashes. By mid-2023, Derek recovered from the dirt bike crash and returned to work. But a few months later, he would watch something he'd built get destroyed. In July 2025, Derek lost one of his most trusted vehicles. His black and red 1991 Chevrolet Suburban caught fire while he was driving home from the Yola Car Show in Wisconsin. This truck was more than just a project car. Derek and his son Bradley had taken it on a West Coast adventure, making memories that went beyond fixing engines. It looks like the fire started in the rear air conditioning unit. By the time Derek pulled over, it was too late. The Suburban was a total loss. Everyone got out safely. Derek made sure to share that right away when he posted about the loss on Instagram. Still, seeing a dependable truck burn on the side of the highway feels much worse than losing an old barn find that barely ran. This Suburban had proven itself over thousands of miles. Instead, offering an insurance claim that would have paid less than the truck was worth. Derek asked VM Performance to strip the Suburban for usable parts. The big block and transmission were put into another Chevy square body truck with a chevron bed, turning a loss into another revival story. That's the vice grip garage way. Don't mourn what's broken. Turn it into something that runs. But as Derek recovered from the accident, online, a different story was spreading. By 2025, Derek faced a problem he never saw coming when he first started filming oil changes in his garage. Social media posts began to claim he had died. Some blamed a garage accident. Others invented stories about illness, jail, or strange disappearances. None of these stories was true. Derek has responded to the rumors many times, and each time he has grown more frustrated. The death claims upset him most, not because of ego, but because they scare his mother. They confuse his kids' friends at school. They misled the community he had spent years building, leading Piatto think something terrible had happened. In September 2025, Derek spoke directly to his followers on Instagram. He said he was alive, his channel was still running, and the fake videos were nonsense. Meanwhile, Derek's solution to the rumors has been simple. Keep posting and stay visible. If you posted a video yesterday, you are clearly not dead. Although the fake videos were bad enough, someone decided to take something real. Before Vice Grip Garage, Derek, a household name in the automotive world, he had never had a single tool stolen in 20 years off working on cars. That changed in 2022, when someone took a $1,200 carburetor from his property. Security cameras captured hooded figures moving with confidence and speed, a sign that the theft was deliberate and well planned. Yet no one was ever caught. Afterwards, Derek improved his security by adding better coverage, motion sensors, and additional lighting around the shop. The loss hurt, but it felt manageable, and the theft seemed like the price you pay when millions of people know where you work. But March 2025 was a whole new experience. Someone stole tools right out of Derek's truck. His whole box kit, a set he often praised for its quality and how easy it was to carry, was gone. A Milwaukee case, filled with equipment he had collected over the years, was also missing. Derek shared his frustration on Facebook, and it was obvious how upset he was. These weren't just cheap, replaceable tools. They were the kind of mechanic grows attached to the ones that fit your hand perfectly after years of use. The community responded right away. Fans filled the comments with ideas like using GP strayers, hiding AirTags, and toolboxes, checking every pawn shop. Within 50 me, and watching Craigslist and Marketplace. Some even wished the thief had some car troubles. Eventually, Derek bought a new Boxo kit quickly and kept making videos on schedule. However, the theft made one thing clear. Being in the spotlight brings hidden costs you can't measure on a balance sheet. Still, replacing stolen tools was easy compared to what he had to deal with next. 4 years, Vice Grip Garage posted new videos every week without fail. Derek would drag old cars out of fields, get them running, and share the results almost right away. That consistent upload schedule helped build a loyal audience. People always knew when to watch, and Derek always came through. But things changed in mid-2023. Instead of weekly videos, new uploads came only twice a month or even less. Fans started asking questions in the comments. On Reddit, people wondered if Derek was okay or if something was going on that no one knew about. But there was a reason for the change. After years of pressure, Derek finally hit a breaking point. Before starting his YouTube channel, Derek served as CEO of an automotive parts company. Long hours and constant meetings wore him down. And by 2016, even the projects he loved felt like work. He went to therapy and left the corporate world behind, hoping that YouTube would give him a fresh start. At first, it worked. The channel grew from simple how-to videos to big car rescue adventures. When the pandemic hit, more people watched from home and the channel subscribers increased past 500. Sponsors and TV networks reached out. But before long, what started as an escape began to feel like another kind trap. Derek was filming, editing, rescuing cars for days at a time, managing sponsors and engaging with fans, all while spending nearly 300 nights a year away from home. Fan and stop pace led to another burnout and ultimately forced him to scale back his schedule. The slower pace helped, but the real change had started years earlier when Derek packed up his family and left Minnesota behind for good. In 2021, Derek moved his family from Minnesota to Tennessee. They bought 22 acres in Cornersville, $482,500, and called it Vice Grip Lodge. Tennessee had no state income tax, and he and his family could enjoy lower utility bills and milder weather, allowing him to film year-round. In contrast, Minnesota winters sometimes dropped to minus 38 degrees, costing him months of work. Meanwhile, Tennessee's central location also mediate easier to travel to events. Now, he cold drive to Florida in a day instead of 3 because his channel focused on road trips and car rescues. Where he lived mattered more than most people might expect. The Tennessee property had space for a bigger shop and plenty of room for the kids to ride dirt bikes without disturbing anyone. There were no homeowner association rules about what they could keep in their yards. Instead of juggling several storage spots in Minnesota, Derek could keep everything shop, project cars, and filming equipment on one property. Also, Tennessee offered a kind of rural freedom that Minnesota, despite its positives, just didn't have. 4A. Family needing space to work and relax. Tennessee was the right fit. The move also made business easier. For a channel about efficiency and making the most off what you have, this setup made perfect sense. For a while, everything went smoothly. Derek could create content year-round without taking seasonal breaks. But the attention that helped. Vice Grip Garage Grow was about to turn the Tennessee property into a problem. As the YouTube channel became more popular, the attention grew beyond just the videos. After the subscriber count exceeded 2.44 million, some viewers began using clues from the videos and public records to locate the family's property. Details in the background, quick shots, and public county records help determine fans put the pieces together. Uninvited visitors started showing up at gate. Some wanted photos or just to say hello. Others walked onto the property without asking, as if watching someone online meant they knew them. The usual boundaries between creator and audience didn't matter. As more people learned where the property was, thefts became more common. What started as flattering attention became a real safety worry, especially with 3 kids at home. Both Jessica and Derek were concerned having their workspace attached to their home, which once seemed perfect, now felt like a mistake. Derek began editing his videos more carefully, blurring backgrounds, and taking out anything that could reveal the location. But it was too late. The address was already out there, and some people didn't see the difference between watching content and showing up at someone's home without permission. Derek and his family knew things had to change. They couldn't keep living like this. By late 2025, Derek put the Tennessee property up for sale at $11.95 million, more than twice what he had paid 4 years before. The farm equipment sold quickly and the project cars were soon gone. Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates just like this.